Hello, I'm Luke Hatfield. You join me here at Sundal Castle Training Complex, Shrewsbury Town's training ground with Lewis Cox.
Hello, Luke.
Shrewsbury Town for the Shropshire start. Lewis, we're here. We've spoken to some players. You've spoken to the manager.
Yep.
What's the mood around camp ahead of a big old game?
Absolute melee here this morning. Obviously, media day before the Liverpool game on Sunday, and it's busy. You know, there are not this many cameras usually here. I can tell you that. Usually it's myself and the local radio, but hey ho, Sky, BT, you know, BBC, ITV, or everything you could possibly think of is here. I mean, wait till you see the press area on Sunday, but yeah, it's a great experience, you know, for I think us as locals, the players, the manager, the club in the public eye. You know, I think they were on Sky Sports News.
Yeah.
Dave Edwards and obviously Jason Cummings got in on the act.
Certainly did.
Jumping in the background. But no, it's a great occasion. I think we got to watch training, didn't we? We got here quite early, and training, you know, it's really competitive. Actually, we don't usually get to do that, and yeah, real edge to. Yeah, and I imagine that's what it's like all the time, not just because it's Liverpool. That, you know, the real standards are there. So that was interesting to see. But yeah, talking to the players, you can tell there's a little, you know, obviously they're not used to seeing all these cameras either, so there's certainly something in the air. A good few days away yet, but excitement definitely building. And the town as a whole, I think.
Yeah, certainly starting to build. But I tell you what, I mean, you didn't see any nerves around here. I mean, for anyone who tuned in and watched Sky Sports News, I mean, it's safe to say that the mood around the camp is joyous, isn't it?
It is absolutely joyous. We're joined here by James Bond of Radio Shropshire fame.
Oh,
come on. Hi, James.
hello. I didn't realise we were doing it. There we are.
Yeah, we're on. Yeah.
You're on. Oh, good stuff. Which shows it's live, doesn't it? Yeah, no, he's a good fella.
Cheers, James. See you as and when.
Got a car crash as well, just a one.
Gosh, you can't get this stuff here, can you?
So yeah, the mood around the camp certainly is joyous.
Yeah. I mean, the mood in the local press is pretty good, as you can see. No nerves, like you said. Yeah, just enjoyment. I think they're embracing it, which you have to do. I don't think you can go into the game with any nerves just because it's Liverpool and the name and the badge, or just because it's live on BBC One. You know, I don't think you can be nervous. I think you've got to use it in the right way, channel it and embrace it. And I think, you know, that's what they'll do, and they'll put in absolutely everything, 100%. The Meadow will be a brilliant place on Sunday, and if Liverpool are too good, as they should be, you know, let's be fair, as they should be, then they'll win, and Shrewsbury couldn't have done any more. But you just hope, don't you, that, you know, they're not at their best, or their reserve players don't quite get up to it. You know, the pitch is a leveler, the weather, or, you know, they can hold out a 0-0 or just anything, you know, anything.
Yeah, I mean, and let's be honest. I mean, Liverpool, they're some team at the moment, but I tell you what, in cup competitions they might rest a few. We can't expect to see all the big names.
No.
There is opportunity for sure.
Well, that's the caveat to this tie, isn't it? The last round for them. We've got the mowers on in the background here. I mean, the last tie, obviously they beat Everton, their local rivals at Anfield, and it was, you know, it was pretty much 11 changes from a Liverpool league team.
Yeah.
Obviously that didn't matter. Everton went full strength and Liverpool still beat them, which is quite remarkable. And I would suspect the team on Sunday will be similar to that. If anything, Liverpool have more players back from injury since then who probably need to play. You know, I expect the likes of Lovren will be at centre half, probably Matip. You could make a case for Fabinho in midfield on their way back from injury. So, you know, these names, and then the players that will play anyway. You know, Adrian in goal. You know, you've got Origi up top, Lallana. I expect the likes of him, possibly Oxlade-Chamberlain. Listen, there's going to be big names on the bench. I think Mane was on the bench against Everton. I think I'm right in saying Henderson. So I would expect some big old world global superstars to rock up at the Meadow. You know, if they're on the bench. You know, Klopp does not want a replay.
No.
He does not want another game in his schedule. I think the replay would fall in a slightly freer week for Liverpool when they're looking to go away on a bit of a training camp. So he wouldn't want a date with Shrewsbury at Anfield to get in the way of that. Of course, Shrewsbury, we'd all love a replay, wouldn't we? Of course, and obviously there's a debate about whether they want to win on Sunday or the replay. I can see both sides, obviously. But I think Jurgen Klopp, while the FA Cup isn't a priority for Liverpool, clearly, obviously they want the league title. Klopp wouldn't want to lose and exit a competition to a League One team.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's still. This is not a slight on Shrewsbury, obviously, but it's still an embarrassment for Liverpool, Klopp, the players, the club. Humiliation, really, isn't it? best club in the land, and yeah, they wouldn't want to go out on it. But let's just hope that the side that they name, you know, aren't used to what Shrewsbury can throw at them, shall we say, the tempo and the aggression, and how up for it Town will be.
Yeah, put it into context, Lewis. I mean, how big a game is this for Shrewsbury Town? Because excitement really is starting to build and everything's getting ramped up. I mean, is this one of the biggest games the club could have played?
Yeah, certainly is when the draw comes out. You know, they're the biggest team around at the moment, aren't they? Certainly in terms of quality, top of the table, European champs, Club World champs, looking like Premier League. There's the Blue Nose there, the Evertonian, Callum Lang. Looking forward to chatting to him later on. Is he going to play a part? You know, Everton fan, he was at Anfield last round. But going back to it, yeah, I mean, Shrewsbury aren't a stranger to cup runs. You know, last season alone under Sam Ricketts, they got Wolves, pushed them all the way at the Meadow, all the way at Molineux. That would have been sensational. Wolves were like the 6th, 7th best team in the country last season. Yeah. But Liverpool takes it up, obviously, doesn't it? It's the elites, the top of the top. And listen, they've had Man U here recently, a few years ago, under Van Gaal. Yeah, not elite Man U, but you know, United comfortably won that day. Obviously, the Chelsea game 2014, everyone remembers that so well. Yeah. Nearly snatched a draw. You know, was so unlucky. That was a great occasion. Went to Arsenal as well a few years before that. So they've had these big games, but I mean, in my time covering the club, this is streets away from anything else. So I'm buzzing for it, and I think the fans will be as well. I think that the way Liverpool are this season just adds more to it. If this was Liverpool 5-10 years ago under, say, a Roy Hodgson or something, it's still Liverpool, don't get me wrong. And obviously Liverpool played at Gay Meadow in '96, but it wouldn't have the same allure as this Klopp Liverpool team. Like, I think everyone is just buzzing, and God, if Shrewsbury got anything, you know, a draw, a win would just be absolutely monumental. And I think I've seen the debate sort of all week, and I think if they won it, it's difficult to argue that it would be the best result in the club's history. I think, you know, when you're weighing up who you're against, the difference, all of that, I think it has to be. Obviously, in context, you know, Shrewsbury have won conference playoff finals to get back into the league, which could have potentially saved the club. Stuff like that, yeah. Playoff games, obviously they're so important. But in terms of most impressive result, yeah, it would be beating this Liverpool team, I'm sure. And but I'd take a draw for the record. I think there's 8,000 or 10,000 Shrewsbury fans that would pack into Anfield and take a trip to Anfield. So
let's finish all with a prediction then, Lewis.
Oh, come on. I don't know if I need to be give my on-record professional prediction or no. I've been saying to a few people that I've got a little tiny, weird, sneaking suspicion somewhere in the back of me that something special could happen.
A win or a draw?
I don't know. I think Lang, the Evertonian loanee, I think he could have a say. I really do. He scored a late winner on loan at Oldham last season at Fulham, who were in the Premier League, so he's versed in FA Cup giant killings. Dave Edwards just walking past, leaving the training ground now, but Langy's done that. The Everton factor, Blue Nose, you know, blue half of Merseyside, was at Anfield to see his side lose to Liverpool's kids. There's a little story to be written there. I don't know, if Shrewsbury can hang on, it suits them, doesn't it? Defending well. But if they go one down, could Langy pop up with a goal? Or if it's 0-0, could something just drop to him? Maybe. If you're asking me for a prediction, Luke, which you are, I am going to say 0-0, but 1-0 Shrews wouldn't surprise me. That is really optimistic. Yeah, 3 or 4-0 to Liverpool also wouldn't surprise me, because obviously, you know, look at their team, but I don't know, I'm not a betting man, but I might have a little flutter on 1-0 Shrewsbury.
Promises to be quite the encounter. Right, we've got match build-up coming up throughout the week. There's videos with players, all sorts coming online, so make sure you stay with us at ShropshireStar.com.